All right, so we're back. We were deleting a to-do, and I've written it out here. So we left off, we had await models.todo.find by ID and remove, which was a cool thing I didn't know Mongoose had. And then just pass in that to-do ID. So we put that in a try block, put all this that we want to do in a try block. And of course we return that success true and our message, because in our type definitions, we made this new success payload here. And of course we can always catch an error, and we'll console log an error if we get one. And then we'll return false with an error deleting to-do message. So once you get that written in there, we can bring it over to Graphql. This is what Graphql is great for. So what we can do is we need IDs before we can do anything else. So we'll make a query. We can call it whatever we want. As long as inside of it, we use the right terminology, get all to-dos, and we'll get just the IDs. So now we've got our IDs to work with here, and we'll pick this ID, copy it, and in our same screen now we can make a mutation and name it delete. But inside it's got to be called delete to do, and it's going to take that to do ID, and we're just going to paste that value in there. And of course over here we're going to get our success and our message this time. You can look up all the parameters of everything inside of here. If you open up this Docs Explorer, you can look at all of your schema. So we can look at our mutation. We've got our delete to do mutation, and it tells you what it takes that to do ID, and you see you get the success payload, which is a success boolean and a message. So you can do that with all your whole schema. You can see everything in your schema broken down for you over here. But in this case, we're going to try to delete this to do. So when you click play, you get a choice. Now we're going to click delete, and there we go. We've gotten to do deleted successfully. And now we only get 3 when we run that query. And just to test out our try catch loop, we can pass in not a valid ID for the ID parameter and run that delete, and that's when our catch loop catches it and something, error deleting to do, success false. And obviously we get all 3 of our to-dos back. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty long adjust. We'll go back over to our site, and we want to wire that up to this trash can. So we've already got our mutation here. We just have to write out. We have to write out our GQL at the top. And here, another trick for this stuff here is in our SRC, we can make a new folder. We call it mutations. Make a new file in there and call it delete to do.js. And all we have to do in here is make sure we import this graphical tag and say export const delete to do equals GQL backticks mutation, takes in that to do ID, which is type ID. That's going to run delete to do, takes in that to do ID, which is that to do ID referenced above, and return success and message. So you can write this out to save space. You can, and we could have broken down a lot of different things. We could have made the dialog in a different file, and so forth and so on. But in brackets, we'll import delete to do, and we'll import that from /mutations / delete to do. Now we've got that, and we don't have to take up any space in our file. So down at the bottom here, we've got not quite at the bottom, actually, up here, our secondary action. Right here. We can wrap that in a mutation with the mutation of delete to do. So, and then of course that's going to take a function inside of brackets here, and our name of that is delete to do. And obviously you have your loading and error, and then you just bring up the component and put it like that. And what you're going to do is put an onClick function onto the icon button, and that's going to call delete to do, and you're going to pass in the variables object with to do ID, and that is, we still have access to our todo.id. So that's how we wire that up initially. Well, let's see if it works here. We're over at the site. We're going to try to delete do my homework. So we click it, nothing happens. No errors though. Let's see what happens on refresh. It did delete it. So it did work. We just have to run through our updating once again. But I think this time we'll try to update in a different way just to show a different example. Instead of updating our cache like we did before, I think we'll try to refetch the query this time. So let's see how we would pass that in. Now, did we pass it? We might pass it right into the mutation. Okay, try it, see if it works here. Pass get to do's into a prop on it. See if that automatically refetches our to do's for us. Not quite sure how it all works out yet. Okay, I think we might need to actually pass in an object into here. Query get to do's. I haven't really seen the documentation yet exactly how to do it, but I know if it's a, let's give ourselves a new to do. But on the refetching, sometimes queries take in parameters as well, so maybe you have to give it that as well. So let's see. Nope. I have to look into the documentation a little bit more here to see how to exactly do that. And I'm going to do that in between the next two videos. I have to look exactly how to do that, and definitely in the next video I'll have it figured out so we can get this delete component finished off and get our update in our UI. So we'll see you in the next video.